Ever since I built my first PC in 2018, I've fallen down this rabbit hole of watching desk setup videos on YouTube, and I've been wanting to perfect my own. While I love nature and the outdoors, at the same time, I don't like to go out much. So when building my own desk setup, I decided to bring the outdoors indoors. I incorporated natural materials, and like every other millennial in the past year, bought lots of plants. This is the GX Files, and this is my 2021 desk setup tour. Let's start with the desk. It's the Hammarp kitchen countertop sitting on oddval trestle legs in black from IKEA. The tabletop first came in a light coloured birch, but I stained it into a dark walnut and finished it with a water-based polyurethane to give it that satin gloss. Unfortunately, I can't seem to find the Hammarp countertop on the IKEA site anymore. A good alternative is the IKEA Carlby, which is very popular in the desk setup community. The Carlby has a walnut version, so it would save you the hassle of DIY, but note that the Carlby is made of particle board with a wood veneer, while the Hammarp is a solid slab of wood. The countertop comes in 1.8 meter or 2.4 meter lengths. I have the 1.8 meter one, and it's about right to fit my two monitors. My main monitor is the Alienware AW3418DW. It is a 34-inch ultra-wide curved monitor. It has a 1440p IPS panel and 120Hz refresh rate with NVIDIA G.SKILL for that smooth, high FPS gaming performance. The ultra-wide form factor is good for both work and play. With more screen real estate, you can have multiple windows open at the same time, or you can scroll further on your video editing timeline. Most importantly, it makes your games much more immersive.
Hey, you're finally awake.
The monitor is supported with a Vivo monitor arm, which frees up more desk space. Sitting on top of the main monitor is the Xiaomi Mi Jia screen light bar. Lighting is so important for a desk setup. The difference it makes is literally night and day. The light bar adds a warm and cozy vibe to the setup at night, and also saves space on your desk by sitting on top of the monitor. It also helps to reduce screen glare and any associated eye strain that comes with staring at the screen for long hours in a dark room. It comes with a wireless controller that allows you to change the light's brightness and warmth. Do note that out of the box, it's not compatible with thick monitors like mine. I did have to make some modifications and use some double-sided tape to get it to fit. On the side, I have the Samsung C27 F390, a curved 27-inch panel which I use as a secondary monitor, and it's mounted on an Amazon Basics monitor arm. The chair is probably the most important thing in your desk setup for your health. My chair is the Okamura Contessa that I bought from a second-hand retailer at a fraction of its original price. There are so many chairs in the market right now that are classified as gaming or office chairs that it may be difficult to make a choice. My personal recommendation is to invest in a good ergonomic chair that has proper adjustable lumbar support for your lower back. From experience, I find that many gaming chairs are lacking in that particular department. My favorite features of this chair are the height and tilt adjustments that sit right under the armrest, so you don't have to reach down or go into awkward positions just to make the most basic adjustments. It is made of mesh, which allows for breathability and airflow, so it is suited for use in warmer climates. Moving on to audio. I use the Edifier R1280 DBs. I was drawn to these because of the wood grain on its sides that match the setup. I only wish it came in a darker walnut. The sound quality is great for a budget pair of bookshelf speakers with a very punchy bass. These models are Bluetooth enabled, so you can easily swap between devices if needed. For headphones, I use the Philips SHP 9500s. These sound very good for the price. The sound is crisp and has a very open soundstage. It is good for games where you need to listen out for locational cues to hear your enemies before they hear you. Do note that these are open back headphones, meaning the sound leaks to your surroundings, so they're not suited for use in public. For on-the-go listening, I use the Meze 99 Noirs instead. These are closed back headphones so they don't leak sound, They have a very thumpy base and solid build quality, with an understated and classy design. The dark walnut wood ear cups and black styling fit really well with the rest of my setup. The voiceover you're listening to right now is recorded on the Samsung C03U, a USB condenser microphone, and it is attached to a newer mic arm, so it can be shifted aside when it's not in use. On to my peripherals. My keyboard is the N Pro 2, which has been heavily modified. I swapped out the original Gateron brown switches to the Zelios V2s, changed the plastic to a walnut case, and switched to side printed black keycaps for that clean aesthetic. It is connected to the PC via custom coiled USB-C cable from a local seller, Warp Cables. My gaming mouse of choice is the Logitech G Pro Wireless. At just 80 grams, it's great for competitive shooters, especially when you're moving up in your 30s and can't keep up with the Gen Zs anymore. The battery life is also decent, rated at 60 hours. I usually charge it about once a week with moderate usage. For work, I use the Logitech MX Master 3. It comes with a ton of features. The side scroll is good for scrolling through video timelines, and the infinite scroll wheel gets you through those long Excel documents. The most useful feature is it can connect up to 3 devices and toggles between each with a press of a button. These peripherals all sit on the Kyocera black extended cloth mousepad. These are thicker than usual at 4mm, which makes it more comfortable to type on. I also appreciate that there's no gaudy branding to maintain the clean aesthetic of the overall setup. The PC I use for gaming is a custom built rig in the NZXT H500 case, an Intel 8700K CPU, 16GB of 3200MHz G.SKILL Trident Z RAM, and a Zotac RTX 2080 GPU. I built this about 2 years ago and it still serves me well for my needs. Especially with the current GPU prices, I won't be upgrading for a while. The PC sits atop the IKEA Alex drawers in black, which I use to store my tools, cables, and extra keyboard parts. For work, I use a standard work issue ThinkPad with a dock which connects to the display, so all I need is to connect the laptop via one power USB-C cable. I also use a HDMI and USB switcher to toggle the monitor and peripherals between the work laptop and gaming PC. To keep the work laptop out of sight, I have it tucked away on the Samdi wood laptop stand. Next to the desk, I have an IKEA wall shelf with my plants. I think everyone should have a plant or two in their own setup. It really helps to soften the aesthetic and add some much needed life. I like to change out my plants once in a while, but for now, I have a Philodendron scandens or hardleaf philodendron, a Scindapsus pictus or satin pothos, the ever popular Monstera deliciosa, a variegated Philodendron Burl Marx that was gifted from a friend, and my favorite, the Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, which also happens to fit the look of my wallpaper to tie the overall look together. I also have a set of hand-carved animal hooks from Wildlife Garden, which I use to hang my headphones and other miscellaneous things. I love this little nook next to the setup. After long hours of working from home, it's a relaxing break to take a few minutes to tend to the plants. That's it for the tour of my desk setup. I'd say I'm quite happy with it, but anyone who's also into desk setups will attest that the journey never really ends. I hope this has given you some inspiration and ideas for your own setup. If you like the content, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.